All right. The next point I got here is these guys think making $1 million is impossible. This is the most contentious one. This one fucking cracks me up and pisses me off the most. I've said for quite a while now, for years, I said, guys, when it comes to your finances and when it comes to money, aim to be a millionaire by the time you're 30. If you don't hit that mark, you got to do it by 40. $1 million when I was a kid seemed like a lot of money. $1 million today for me is like basically 10, $15 million with inflation. Somebody can do the exact calculation on the rate. I'm a 70s kid. Do the math, put it in the chat. You tell me. $1 million ain't a lot of fucking money today, especially in large coastal cities, New York, Toronto, LA, Miami, London, Paris, any large urban city center. It's not that much money. Like the average house here in the greater Toronto area is probably somewhere in the $700,000 to $800,000 range. I had a 2-bedroom glass box in the sky downtown Toronto. I got rid of it a couple of years ago. I used to rent it out, and I don't know, I paid like $550 for it, sold it for close to $900. Like a glass box in the sky, 2 bedrooms, less than 800 square feet is fucking like $800,000-$900,000 here. Okay. Like $1 million doesn't buy much. So when people get all worked out of shape and they're all, oh, $1 million, rich is so, let me show you something. I got it pulled up over here. I have a folder on my computer. Okay. And it's called loser emails. So whenever some loser sends me some dumb shit, I throw it in that folder. Right. So this one ended up in loser emails. I'm just going to read it to you. It's going to be hard for you to see. Title is A Bit of Arrogance Here, Rich. He says, you're an honest guy. I like your videos, but in return, you deserve nothing less. I just watched the video below in which you are telling people they should be aiming to be millionaires by 30 years old or 40, the latest. This is not the first one that I've gotten. I've got DMs, I've got hate mail, I've got email. I've got lots of this from these fucking dorks. By 30 or 40, the latest, seriously, he says. It seems you fell victim to your own success here, Rich. In your own words, people who make he didn't even spell six, it's SIG. People who make SIG-figure income have to be one of 6 categories, and each of which takes time and effort to reach that. No shit, Sherlock. No shit. It all takes time and effort. It takes time and effort to build a physique. It takes time and effort to learn combat skills. I did bi-weekly sessions for 1 hour for about 3.5 years of one-on-one boxing trainer with my training before I ever had a fight. I don't know how many hours that was. Hours upon hours, right? 2 hours a week. Let's do the math here. 2 times, 52? 104 times 3. 312 plus the half year. You're talking well over 330 hours of training before I even had a fight. There's time that has to go into mastery. You don't just learn it in fucking a month and then execute on it in a week and like, boom, I'm a millionaire. Look at me. Takes time, effort to reach that. After tax and life expenses, how much is left to be a millionaire? Complainer. Not everybody has a debt settlement business like you, where he can have a safety net to start being an entrepreneur without worrying about how they're going to put bread on the table. Not everyone didn't get an easy divorce like you did. Who the fuck says I had an easy divorce, bro? Did you read my motherfucking book? There was a time when I was driving down the highway where the shit was so up against me, I wanted to take off my seatbelt, floor the fucking truck, and drive into a concrete pillar on the freeway overpass to end it. I contemplated a permanent solution to a temporary problem in my life. Everybody likes to paint these fucking stories and pictures in their head to create these excuses as to why they're nothing. If they would invest some of the effort that they use to creating excuses into doing something with their lives, they'd have something to show for themselves. You have reached the point where just mere talking in a video generates dollars. Yeah, that's not how it works, bro. People think you just talk in a video and YouTube sends you money. I think over the almost 10 years I've been doing YouTube, the amount of money that it's generated amounts to about 7 or 8%. I know because I do my fucking reviews with my accountants on an annual basis, like 7 or 8% of what I've earned in total in that year. It's fucking peanuts. Do you understand? Just because you press the broadcast button or you have a channel or people look, oh, he's got subscribers, that doesn't mean anything. The value that people think YouTube generates is so insignificant. It's like this guy thinks that I'm rich because of YouTube money. Congratulations, but that doesn't mean that you belittle everybody else that hasn't had your success. Motherfucker, your feelings are hurt. I get it. I've had my feelings hurt too. Bullies have hurt me. Girls have hurt me. I've made some bad choices. I've hurt myself. Everything that I get out of life, I blame myself though at the end of the day, because you are in your own driver's seat. There's these people that are like, hope. Well, you know, I just hope, or I just wish, or if I pray enough. It's like, again, hope is a terrible plan. It's the worst fucking plan. I just hope. If I just hope enough, if I just hope strong enough and enough times a day, then money, success, a strong physique, women are going to be throwing themselves at me. No, that's not how it works. It's your video is quite condescending and misleading. The part that he's talking about, which the 30 to 40-year-old latest, and he has a video linked over here. I clicked it and I watched it to see where it was. It's about the 3-minute mark. There's a 5-second statement that I made because the guy is in his 40s and he says his net worth is only about $300,000 or $400,000. And I say, guys, aim to be a millionaire by the time you're 30 or 40 at the latest. Okay, figure that part out, and I carry on. That's all I said. And this loser, which is why he ended up in my loser email folder, takes the time to write this complaint. He wants to talk to the manager, links the video, says that you're out of touch. Not everybody has YouTube money or has a success from their debt settlement business. You know, fucking hard. I know that some of you haven't read the book. Maybe this dork hasn't read my book. There was a point in my life, in my business, setting aside the difficulties in getting it off the ground, because the first year to 2 years are like the hardest parts of it, figuring it out, navigating it. Legislators come at you, service providers, you've got issues, there's a lawsuit or two that comes up, you got to knock out of the park. There's always some bullshit. The hardest thing for me was, I think it was the 8-month period when I was doing the lobbying in Ontario Parliament on Bill 55. And we had to make some pivoting changes within the business, and we didn't have the cash flow. I had 23 or 24 employees. I didn't want to fire people or let anybody go because we had customers to take care of, and I didn't want to overburden anybody. So I made myself from the highest paid employee in the company, which the CEO should be, to the lowest paid. I paid myself so fucking little. It was like the bottom of the barrel. I had to check with my accountant. I'm like, what's the minimum that I can pay myself to still be an employee and still get the benefits, so I can make sure that, you know, everything else is taken care of outside of the scope of the money that I've received. So I became the lowest paid employee for a long period of time. That shit's fucking hard. I've done a lot of hard things in my life, but I've never complained about them. This is probably the first time I've ever mentioned it, if I'm being honest. But people walk around with this like worldview in their head. Well, I'm a loser. I'm not getting what I want. So this guy's disconnected from reality, and I don't think he did anything, and he's just an overnight success, and he doesn't understand, you know, the plight of the average guy. Dude, I was the average guy. I was paying rent to my parents when I was fucking 15 years old, okay? When my dad moved to England because he wanted to move the family over there, and he took 3.5 years to find a job, and I was still here as a teenager, I was paying fucking rent to my mom, probably comparable to the rate that what I would have paid if I had my own place, okay? Pretty much a good chunk of my money went to the household to take care of shit. And I still managed to buy a fucking motorcycle. And I still managed to buy three different cars. They were all shit boxes, but I still managed to buy cars so I could drive around and do things. But people want to be victims, you know? Oh, you're out of touch, Rich. You have no idea how to talk to the common man. Dude, I was the fucking common man. The common man becomes the uncommon man by doing the fucking work. not by bitching in somebody's email about being disconnected from reality. You're arrogant. Meh. What else we got here in my notes? Guys, sometimes, you're like, oh, well, he's mean, or he doesn't understand, or he doesn't have sympathy. I don't give a flying fuck, because I had to do the work. This is something that's common with any guy that comes from nothing and becomes something, is they don't have sympathy for crybabies and whiners. That's me. You don't want to hear me say shit that might hurt your feelings in 2024? Be better in 2024 so I don't have to hurt your feelings again. Fuck me. The amount of laziness that I come across, complainers, is just off the chart. I really hope you guys enjoyed that clip. If you want to watch the full-length podcast, you can find that over here, that clip's from. If you're newer to the channel, make sure you hit subscribe over here. And pinned down below in the top comment, you'll find a bunch of useful links to my website, my supplement line, books, and a bunch of other stuff. Have an amazing day. Peace out.